love is what makes these cookies delicious.
That's awesome. Alright, let's meet contestant number 2, Angel. Angel is a personal trainer from South Beach. Angel believes that a good cookie comes from its health benefits and not a sugar coma. How are you doing today, Angel?
Excellent. How are you?
Good. I'm great, thank you. And last but not least, contestant number 3, Robert. He is a businessman from New York City. How are you doing today, Robert?
I'm good, thanks. Could we get the show on the road here? I've got a meeting to get to after this, so I'd like to hurry this up.
Okay, well, let's get started then. At the end of the show, you, the audience, are going to get to vote on who you think the best cookie maker is. But first, we are going to have each one of these guys come up here and tell you a little bit about their cookie. So, first, we are going to have Eric come up here and tell us about his cookie and demonstrate what goes into making Grandma's Doodles. Come on up, Eric.
Alright, hello everyone. As you already know, my name is Eric. And I believe that for a cookie to be truly good, you need to have love and passion inside a cookie. It's good for love and passion. There's no rules. It's just, you can use any ingredients you want. Nothing stops love. And like straight up, if they're not love, if the cookies aren't full of love, and you're trying to give someone a cookie that's like has no love, and you're just giving someone a loveless cookie, that's brutal. Nonsense. Personally, I was raised to believe that if you give someone a cookie, like you gotta do that. Grandma Monica she wouldn't let you do anything different than that. You can't give someone a loveless cookie. And let's move on here. I want to start off with a story. The first time Grandma Monica and I ever made these cookies. These are snickerdoodles, but what's different about ours is there are snickerdoodles. Most people don't actually put anything in their snickerdoodles. It's just a cakey nonsense. We actually put chocolate inside the middle. She likes using Hershey Kisses. I like using Dove chocolate. It's personal preference. It spreads out more. Hers is more in the middle, so you get more of a chunk of chocolate. Either way, it's delicious. And when I was 5 years old, she's all like, okay, Eric, it's time for you to learn how to make these cookies. So I'm all like, alright, let's do this. And I'm like, so I'm spinning the dough, and it's like super hard. It's like this stuff, I don't know why they're so soft after they cook, but like before they cook, they're not soft. And I actually broke a wooden spoon trying to spin. Like the first time I ever made this stuff, like, bro, screw you, spin, go get a different one. And so that's that. Ever since then, I've made them like 1,000 times. I've messed them up like 500 times. They're hard to make. You can underbake them really easily. You can overbake them really easily. If you put too much of any ingredient, you pretty much tell. I accidentally put a little bit too much Crisco in these ones personally, but it's still really good. Fat is pretty much key in cookies. I'm going to go down the list of the stuff that goes in these cookies and why you need them inside these cookies. First off, fat is essential in cookies. Like without it, it's just crumbly and nonsense, and they're not delicious. It tenderizes the gluten in scientific molecules, so they don't combine easily, toughening the product. So without the fat, it's just like a granola bar or like cake or just nonsense. And personally, most people use butter or Crisco. These cookies use both, and you get the best of both worlds because of that. The Crisco, depending on the brand, it's all vegetable oil. Back in the day, they did partially hydrogenated style, so that way it was actually pretty bad for you, but now they can fully hydrogenate it, so it's actually not bad for you. Like, it doesn't have trans fat, which is awesome. And butter, by far the most popular cookie fat is what people use. It's in America, it's about 80% butter, and then it's about 20% water. In other countries, it's around 85%. Our butter's slacking on consistency. Other people just more butter than our butter is butter. And the rest of it's water. The water is actually good for cooking because when you cook with it, it turns into steam, and this helps like make the air pockets from the gluten even bigger, so it makes them fluffier cook. And at the same time, the butter, like the creaminess of it, forces the cookies like they don't air up. They air up, but they also like just flatten out, so they turn into these wide, gooey nonsense. Like when you see chocolate chip cookies and they're all fat like that, it's because there's too much butter. And yeah, creamy cookies, wide cookies. That's what's good with butter. That's why it's good. And Crisco is good because it makes it fluffy. So when you do both of them, you get the flavor creaminess of the butter, and you still retain like the fluffiness of Crisco. And then sugar. I actually didn't know this at all, but sugar actually seems to be like the most important thing in my opinion, because after doing some research, it aerates the baked goods because it's just like a razor on everything. It just cuts it up. That's what actually forms the bubbles, is the sugar is what kind of causes it. Like the gluten is in there, but without the sugar, it wouldn't have anything to tear it apart from itself. So because of the sugar, that's what makes like the bubbles inside of your cookies. And it softens the gluten. Like when you cook just water and sugar, what do you make? You make caramel. So you can't really expect any different in other like products. It's mixed in with stuff, so you don't really notice that it's turning into caramel. The fact that it turns into caramel makes these cookies a lot softer. Without it, it would taste like cake. It would taste like a granola bar. It would taste nasty. And caramel softens gluten, otherwise it tastes like cake. It attracts water. So like the moisture inside the cookies is helped retained because of the sugar. And so it doesn't, like when you like pick them up and you got like that splotch of oil and stuff, that actually like helps prevent that. Like it helps keep everything inside the cookie. Yeah, I didn't really know any of this until I looked it up. Like sugar is actually kind of good. It's not just like makes it taste good. It actually, there's a purpose to it. And yeah. The eggs, they hold everything together. The protein and the, what's the thing? I have no clue how to say that word. This is what like holds it together. Like your muscles are like why you're not like a puddle on the ground. It's like the same thing with these cookies. The protein is what holds it together. It provides structure. Without the cookies, like without this, they'd fall in on themselves. Like they bake, and then when you take them out, it'd be like a quiche or whatever, I guess, where it just falls in. That's what the eggs help prevent. Cream tartar. This provides structure along with the eggs. Puff pastries. They've got a lot of cream tartar. I don't know about a lot, but that's why they puff up. It's like pretty much just goes in hand with the eggs with keeping the consistency of the cookies. So that way they're like not just like all like dense little material. There's actually like texture to them. So like that. Baking soda. Oh, I didn't really mention it all as I was going into this. I probably should have mentioned it before. There's Crisco, there's butter, there's flour, there's sugar, there's eggs, there's cinnamon, there's chocolate, there's baking soda, and there's baking powder. Those are all the ingredients. Sorry for like stalling so hard on that, but that's kind of important. The baking soda, it causes the batter to rise. It enlarges the bubbles, like the bubbles that were created by the sugar that got cut up. The baking soda helps enlarge those. And this is really beneficial because, like I said, it just adds texture to the cookies. You don't want to eat a textureless cookie. That's just, it's weird. You're just eating a bunch of sugar and bad stuff and without texture. It's not good. The cinnamon really has very little purpose, to be honest. You don't put them in the cookies at all. I kind of wanted to bring them in so I could show an example. You make the dough with all the stuff I mentioned, and then you grab salt, or not salt, but you grab sugar and cinnamon, and you put it in a bowl, and you grab the cookie dough, you grab a piece of chocolate, you roll it on top of the chocolate, and then you put it in the bowl and you shake it around so that way it's coated in cinnamon and sugar. And then you can put it just straight on the thing. You don't have to actually put Pam or any cooking spray because the Crisco keeps it from sticking to the pan. And as long as you just take them off in an appropriate manner, the chocolate doesn't get stuck. Because the chocolate kind of wants to get stuck, but if you do it in an appropriate manner, then you're chilling. So like I said, cinnamon has very little purpose. It adds a little bit of flavor. You can definitely taste the cinnamon on them, but chocolate, who doesn't like chocolate? So let's put chocolate in the middle, and yay chocolate. Like I said, I believe that love and passion is why these cookies are amazing, and these are like all the things like neat and loving and caring cookies.
Thank you, Eric. Next up, we have contestant number 2, Angel. She is going to tell us about her cookie and demonstrate what goes into making the chocolate chips roll.
Okay, so my fear is that one day we will end up blobs like this. Did you know that there are over 3 million people today who have diabetes? And this numbers are continuously rising. Each day, we're supposed to consume 9 grams of sugar. A banana has about 9 grams of sugar, so if you have anything else, you pretty much pass it. My cookies focus on health because although we are supposed to have sugar in our diets, we do get too much of it. These are my cookies. They contain protein, so that's why I named them Swole cookies. Each cookie has about 20 to 30 grams of protein. You may not be able to taste it, but with all the ingredients I use, they all contain protein. So instead of sugar, I use stevia and monk fruit. Monk fruit is actually based in China. It is called and the people who live in the region where it grows are known to live long lives because of the fruit is like the fountain of youth. Stevia comes from the leaves of a plant. Stevia is really good because neither one of them are affecting your blood sugar. So I use both because stevia has a very strong flavor, so you can taste that. It pretty much overpowers everything. I also use coconut flour instead of regular flour because it contains protein, it's gluten-free, and it just gives it a really good taste. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it has like a little hint of coconut at the end. I personally am not a big fan of coconut, but when it comes in the form of flour, it's not as strong for me. So usually I use hemp protein because it doesn't have any milk base to it. But this time I used whey to give it a little bit more edge, if you want to say. Whey protein, both are actually good for you. The problem I have with whey protein is it causes hernias if you consume it too much. Like a normal person or a normal bodybuilder will have about 3 to 4 protein shakes a day, and they hit about 200 grams of protein. And that's a lot for one person to consume. Each day you can only consume about 40 at a time. So you kind of pass it up and it just goes right through. So the cookies have enough protein to sustain you for the day. And with meals along the way, you still get your protein.
The Florida woman says she has found.
So, before I start this video, I just want to show you guys who influenced me to change towards the healthy way of life. This woman is a raw vegan. She kind of takes it to the far point. But hopefully one day I can get there, and you can too, because your life can be extended by a lot. I'm just going to show you.
The Fountain of Youth.
News Channel 5's Tanya Rogers joins us now with this special report. Tanya?
Well, James, Ann, and I have had several people ask me, how old is she? She is a grandmother, and she's eligible for a senior citizen discount. Her quest started because she wanted to feel healthy and have lots of energy, but she has reaped more benefits than she anticipated.
And here we have some ginger.
Annette Larkins shows off her garden in her Miami-Dade County backyard. It's full of fruits and vegetables. Every corner of her garden has something that is edible.
And I've been eating them, and they're so good.
She also collects rainwater to drink and water her plants. Annette says the food in her garden is her fountain of youth.
I'm very vibrant. I have lots of energy, as I told you before. I'm up at no later than 5:30 in the morning as a rule, and I'm ready to go.
Annette's husband owned a meat store in the 1960s. That's when she became a vegetarian. But as the years went by, she became a raw vegan. She does not eat any animal products. Her food is unprocessed and uncooked.
My diet consists of fruits, nuts, vegetables, and seeds. I do a lot of sprouting of seeds, and as you can see from my garden, of course, these are the raw foods that I eat.
Annette also juices fruits and veggies. You name it, she can juice it. Grapefruits, pineapples, even spinach. But not everyone in the Larkins family eats and drinks this way. Annette's husband of almost 54 years chose to continue to eat the way he did when they were first married.
I really wish I would have did what she's done.
Amos Larkin says people even wonder if Annette is his wife.
They'll ask me, what am I doing with that young girl? Or they'll say, you got your granddaughter with you, and things like that,
Amos takes prescription medicines daily for high blood pressure and diabetes. Annette says she doesn't even take an aspirin. Because friends and strangers kept asking her questions about her health and youthful appearance, she decided to publish 2 Journey to Health booklets, and she produced a DVD 12 years ago.
Discovery Channel, they took sections of the booklet and translated them into Spanish, which, by the way, is my second language.
So how old is this size 4 beauty? Annette just turned 70 years old.
This one lady who is my age, she said, was telling her friend that I used to tell them about eating, and they wouldn't listen. And her reply was to that, or her response to that was, look at her now and look at us.
She's an amazing person, though. Oh, man. I mean.
So as you can tell from her appearance, she doesn't look 70 years old, and I hope to be like that one day. I kind of want to pass 150. So, I encourage you guys to. The average age of living today kids born after 2013 is over 100. And I think we can do it too the way technology is going. But the first step is just changing little things in your diet. Simply by having a healthier cookie compared to one full of sugars and fats can make a long difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. Now, Robert. Robert is going to tell us about his cookies and what goes into making Robert's Toll House.
Alright. As an international businessman, important international businessman, I don't really have time to be looking up cookie recipes and to be getting the ingredients for those recipes like some people over here. So I choose to take what others may call the easy route and just head to the store and get myself a Toll House cookie dough. But believe me, people, this is no easy task to accomplish. Just yesterday, I went to go get some cookie dough, and you would not believe the traffic that I ran into on the way to the store. As an important person, I can't really be wasting time in traffic. I get to the store, and of course, there are no parking spots available for me. So I'm driving around the parking lot for at least 10 minutes, and I finally find one. I start walking to the store, and I see an elderly woman struggling with her groceries to put it in her car. She has the nerve to ask me to ask for help. I look at her and I just ask, "Do you even know who I am?" And I keep walking. I get into the store and I look for the nearest employee. I see one, but he's helping another customer. I go up to him and ask where the cookie dough is, and he says to me, "Sorry, sir, I'm helping another customer. I'll help you in a minute." This really makes me angry because I don't have a minute. I'm a busy man. I'm just trying to get my stuff and get out of there quickly. I find the cookie dough section, and I see a variety of Toll House cookie dough that I could choose from. I go for the always great chocolate chip. I mean, who could go wrong with chocolate chip, am I right? I have my cookie dough, and I head for the checkout. When I get there, I see lines upon lines. I can't be spending time in lines, just wasting time. So I look for the self-checkout. I like the self-checkout because I can do it quickly and I don't have to interact with the cashier. I have my cookie dough and I'm finally on my way home to make the cookies. The best thing about the Toll House cookie dough is that the dough is already prepared and it's ready to bake. So to start my cookie making process, I preheat the oven to whatever the directions say, and I put the dough on a cookie sheet, and whenever the oven is ready, I just pop the cookies in and I wait. In a short time, I have fresh cookies and will already be enjoying them while others are still preparing their cookie. And that's how an important person like me makes cookies. You're welcome.
Thank you, Robert. Okay. Well, you guys have heard the stories. You've tasted the cookies. Now it's your chance to vote on who you think should be the winner of the cookie cook-off. So, if you think Eric and Grandma's Doodles should be the winner, please raise your hand now. Okay, thank you. If you think Angel and the chocolate chip swole cookie should be the winner, raise your hand. Thank you. Now, if you think Robert and Robert's Toll House cookies is the winner, please raise your hand. All right. The decision has been made. The winner of the 2015 summer semester cookie cook-off is Eric, would you like to say anything to the audience?
I love you all.